Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, incidents in pop culture, and celebrity legal news. All right, people. We're going to be going over the first week of this Sean Diddy Combs trial. We're going to be in week 1. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and play this video clip and then we'll get into it. All right, people, make sure y'all, as you all are coming in, if you are coming in on YouTube, please hit that like button and also subscribe. If you are coming in on Twitter, X, hit that heart for me. Also, if you're coming in over there on Twitch, do whatever it is you do over there. All right, people. We got a pretty good swath of information to get through this first week because basically they were doing jury selection and we found out a whole bunch of stuff going on in regards to this jury selection, y'all. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Again, as I am doing that, please make sure you all are like, commenting, and subscribing. I really do appreciate that. All right. Let's see how I'm adding this to the stage. This will be good. This will be good. All right. So here we got our celebrity legal news. We've got a couple of things that we're going to be going over. Firstly, this is week 1 of the Sean Diddy Puff Daddy, Brother Love, whatever it is you call him, trial. And basically, what we had was jury selection. They did voir dire, and they went, I think they started off, don't mistake me, but didn't they start off with maybe like 400, 500 folk? Is what I'm thinking that they did, and it is my understanding that they have whittled it down to 45. So we'll go over that. But before we do all of that, y'all, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. I will be reviewing and sharing some TikToks and some videos from TMZ. So I wanted to make sure that we had this information on board at the beginning. Also, y'all, the views and opinions expressed in my videos represent my own thoughts, concerns, and analysis. I don't know these folk. I don't know these folks, these entities, or these persons personally. And my opinions are not statements of fact. They are alleged. And you will see that scrolling down on the screen. And as you see what's scrolling down on the screen, if you all want to support this channel, again, please hit that like button and subscribe. That helps me through my algorithm. If you want to support monetarily, my Cash App is open, and also you can do super chats. If you are so inclined and want to be a member, memberships are also open. I do want to go over trigger warnings because this live stream will review stories with incidents of DV and SA. And if you or someone you know needs help, please contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. And you can do this SA hotline at 1-800-656-4673. All right. So we got some court illustrations. Shout out to the court illustrator, but sometimes I look at some of these people and I can't tell if I'm looking at Diddy or Chris Rock. And this is where I would say, in my humble opinion, I wish federal court would have cameras in the courtroom. I mean, at least if you're not going to have cameras, at least the Supreme Court has audio. Why can't federal trials have audio? I know that there is some statute in which they do this. But if the Supreme Court can have audio, other federal courts can have audio. We could at least hear what's going on within these courtrooms. I think that is something that uh, court TV, Law and Order TV, any kind of TV, they need to be lobbying and petitioning for this stuff. I don't want to put the court illustrators out of business. However, we want to talk about Sean Diddy Combs' look. Now, we're used to seeing Sean all Beijinged up, but he's been in jail. You know, he did not make bail. And so he has been in prison for the since September 2024. So that means that, you know, he is a 50 something plus man. So that means that his hair is graying and doesn't look like he's been cutting it while he's been in prison. So you're going to see the salt and pepper look on his head, and you're going to also see the salt and pepper look on his goatee and on his mustache. So he is looking every bit of 50 something years old, because again, he doesn't have access to a lot of the amenities that others have access on the outside. It was reported that he told the judge that during this process he was feeling a bit nervous. He did get an order, so you'll see him. He's not in his prison orange or whatever color that they wear in federal prisons, green, blue, whatever it is. But he did get an order so that he can wear civilian clothes while he's in court. And currently, it looks like he is in a sweater with a white shirt up under it and some slacks. He may step it up next week since the trial is going to start and since we're going to get the jurors on the case. So let's go over week one highlights. We've got the jury selection that we're going to go over. We're going to go over some courtroom shenanigans. There's a key witness that people cannot find right now. And this particular key witness did not want to testify, and this witness, I don't know if it's male or female, has been subpoenaed. So this is going to be interesting to see whether or not this witness is going to show up. There was at least 15 to 20 A-list celebrity names named in the Voyage when they were doing their trying to figure out and getting 45 people to be able to pull from that 45 people for a jury. And we're going to go over that. And we know that Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie, is going to testify. We also know that Cassie right now, she appears to be anywhere from 6 to 7 months pregnant. And will this pregnancy be a factor in her testimony? We'll definitely go over all those different things. All right, so let's continue. Let's go. So let's talk about jury selection now. They whittled it down to 45, and they were supposed to pull that 40. They were supposed to pull the 12 plus the 6 alternates today, but it is my understanding that they halted this to Monday. We're going to go over this Daily Mail article and go over it because the trial was supposed to start. The actual trial was supposed to start Monday. So it looks like it may not start to maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. But let's go over this delayed. Let's see what's going on. All right. Let me share this tab instead. So here's what we got. And this is this is from the Daily Mail, written by Germania Rodriguez Poleo and Daniel Bates. It says the end of jury selection for Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking federal trial in New York has been delayed until Monday after the judge granted the defense's request. The rapper, 55, has kept an upbeat demeanor throughout the closed process. The trial will not be televised because it is in federal court and all recording devices are banned. On Friday, his lead attorney revealed Diddy's defense will claim the rapper and his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, engaged in mutual violence throughout their relationship. Says Diddy will reportedly admit to the DV while claiming he's innocent of the trafficking and the racketeering. Over the last week, Judge Oran Subramanian has been questioning prospective jurors one at a time to see who can be fair and unbiased. Combs has watched this from his seat at the defense table, scanning the courtroom for supporters and even nodding and smiling to potential jurors. Diddy's lawyers revealed their strategy to fight Cassie's claim. Lawyers are seeking to introduce explosive evidence. Interesting. That there was mutual violence in his relationship to one of the women who will testify at the trial. So basically, we won't go on, but we pretty much got the picture that blah, blah, blah. Diddy's team is gonna be like, listen, because the violence was there. He's trying to say that I committed violence and she committed violence, and that's pretty much on par what you see in these defense cases, particularly for domestic violence. That's pretty much on par that they're going to do that. Let's see. Because he's going to have a difficult time because of the fact that video came out of of the hotel of him assaulting uh Cassie in the right before she got on tried to get on the elevator. So that video was there. Plus they have the prosecution also has the apology video that he did, what was it, a couple of days later. So they already have pretty much a good swath of information going on in regards to that DV. So that's nothing that he is going to really be able to fight at this point, because there's video evidence and there are plenty of people who can testify that they have seen the violence, particularly his aides and things like that, because I am quite sure that the prosecution has talked to all those people and gotten that information to be made available. All right, so let's continue. So we have a few little courtroom shenanigans going on, just some courtroom shenanigans, and we'll go over this. One of and maybe they're not just shenanigans in the truest sense of the word, but there's just a couple of things that we do want to go over in regards to Diddy that he is doing. Give me one moment. Oh, let's see. Here we go. All right. So one of the things that's happened is that Diddy has hired Nicole Westmoreland. Now, go to I won't go over all of the stuff about Miss Westmoreland, but we do know that she is a survivor of SA. And go to Legally Locked. You see that video right here in the middle. That's Tina. She has done an extensive video in regards to what's going on with Nicole Westmoreland and her case against Cash Money. So go check that out. It is very eye opening. I will say this: she is a lawyer, and I do understand that she has had some incidents that has happened. But she has signed on to represent Sean Combs, and she's going to have to represent him to the best of her ability. And maybe they need her on there because she has the ability to understand and know what's going on. And maybe they're looking at her eye or something. I'm not sure, but I do know that she is on the legal team. It says here we're going to go over the TMZ article. Let me share my screen. All right. So Diddy has added a second black attorney to his team of legal eagles because he just hired Nicole Westmoreland to work with his 7 other lawyers to try to get him acquitted of his federal trial in New York City. Also, I do want to go over, we're going to go over that. Never mind. I was jumping the gun there. This is her right here. And it looks like he has Brian Steele, who is Young Thug's attorney, to be working with him as well, along with Garagos and a couple in a whole host of other people, if you let me tell it. And so they're going to be doing that. So she's going to be, again, go to Legally Locked and subscribe to that channel. She will give you the full background information in regards to Miss Westmoreland and her lawsuit and everything against Cash Money that she did win for her assault over there. So he has hired her. And let me see. So it looks like Diddy's other attorneys are Brian Steele, Alexandria Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, and Anna Estevallo. Heavy hitter Mark Garagos is also set to play a major role in the rapper's legal case, and he's already been a contentious background factor. Bless his heart. And let's talk about what he has done. Now, Mark Garagos, he was admonished by the attorney, by the judge, because he called the prosecution a six pack of white. It's just not funny, but I just, I doggone it, we can't hear all of these little quips and things like we did at the ASAP Rocky case. We can't hear all the little quips and quibbles and see all the faces and stuff like that and get all this information out, because again, they don't allow electronic devices in the courtroom. And that is so crazy when they can have them audio. Jeez. All right, so let's see if I can find that article real quick. I thought I had put it up here. All right, so let me see if I can this Business Insider. Here we go. Yeah. I have so many articles open, I can't find half of them. Diddy trial judge snaps at lawyer for calling prosecutors a six pack of white women. This is from Business Insider, written by Jacob Shamanian and Laura Italiano. And if you're not familiar, hold on. There is no audio for my screen share. Okay. Diddy trial judge snaps at lawyer for calling prosecutors a six pack of white women. Uh, Diddy's trial judge sharply criticized a lawyer who called prosecutors a six pack of white women. Mark Garagos, who was working with Sean Combs' legal team, spoke about the case on TMZ podcast. The judge called the remarks outrageous in a closed door meeting. The judge overseeing the criminal sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs sharply criticized a member of his family's legal team in a closed door meeting, calling comments he made on a TMZ podcast outrageous. We won't go over and read that, but definitely go to TMZ and definitely go hear that what he said. But the judge, they already cutting up already. All these stunt shows and shenanigans that we are seeing right now, they are already cutting up. Why in the world are you calling a six pack of white women? Child, a mess, an absolute mess. And I don't know if this is going to be this setup for the contentiousness in this courtroom and the contentiousness between the prosecution and the thing. I'm not sure who are the ladies that are prosecuting this case. Let me see if they list this in this article real quick. I was going over really quick to see who in this article, if they listed the women in on the prosecution side, and I am not. One of the prosecution attorneys is Mary Slavic. And they may have listed, but I don't see it right now. But child, these are too many stunt shows. So also another some courtroom shenanigans, so just to court some information. It is my understanding that the prosecution offered Diddy a deal of 184 months in prison, and he turned that down. Ooh, 184 months, that's a stint. That's about 10, 15 years. Yeah, that's about 15, a little over 15 years. He turned it down. And so we're going to trial. But I did want to let you all know that that is some of the stuff that has been going on over there with the courtroom shenanigans. Child, there is a missing key witness. Apparently, witness number 3 has not been in contact with the prosecution. And the prosecution can't seem to find her. They have tried to get in contact with her through her lawyer, and have been trying to get in contact with the lawyer. No one knows where they're at. It is my understanding that this particular witness has been feeling a little apprehensive about testifying for the prosecution. Hold on. they've been for testifying with the prosecution. They're feeling a little just a little wary. So we don't know where this person's at. We don't want to speculate that there has been any harm come to this person, but no one seems to be able to know where this person is at. So that's just what I'm gonna do with it. I'm not gonna read the article in there, but just know that this witness is not there, and they're gonna have to proceed without this particular key witness until they find them. So I'm hoping that it's just some nerves. And that this person is not wanting to show is not showing up at this point. It is my understanding that this person has been subpoenaed to come, and since they've been subpoenaed, they could possibly be arrested if they find them. I'm not sure if this person has left the country or not, or is it that they're just not picking up their phone and they're not answering their door. But we do know that this witness has not shown up. So let's hope with the delay in the seating the jury will help them give them more time to be able to find this particular witness. Baby, they've been going through this whole voir dire process, and the names that have been shouted out, the names that have been shouted out in this thing. And I have this list right here. As you can see, this is the full list of names of the celebrities that have been shouted out. And with people hearing all of these names, they are speculating a lot of different things. But one of the things that I do understand and know about this case, and particularly with some of these celebrities, I don't believe that these celebrities were in the freak offs. I don't believe that a lot of these celebrities, though some of them may, but I don't believe that a lot of them. I believe that a lot of them went to the Diddy white parties or the Diddy Christmas parties and parties that they had for different different award shows and things like that. Because whether you understand it or not, that in the 90s and particularly in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, and even getting to the mid to 2010s, a Diddy party, a Diddy function was the highlight of of a season or anything like that. Because Diddy was famous for his white parties, Diddy was famous for his yacht parties, Diddy was famous for a lot of those different things. And so going to a Diddy party is one thing, but being invited to the after party is a whole different thing, because there was a party and then there was an after party. And it is my opinion, I don't have any proof of it, is that you get invited to the after party. I think that that's where those people were selected in terms of being able to then go to the hotel lobby, and then from the hotel lobby you were invited to the freak off. So that's my personal thing. But I think there's a lot of celebrities, because a lot of conspiracy theorists are like, oh my gosh, they was at the freak off, because that's all they hear is freak off, and they don't hear about all the industry parts of the party. So let's get into this A list. So this is the full list. Now this was by News Nation now, I believe it was. So we have Cassie Ventura, and Cassie Ventura was the girlfriend of Diddy for a very long period of time, and she also was the one that sued him back in 2023. We also have Kanye West. We all know Kanye West, Yeezy, yay. He's out here. He has been listed, and also Kanye West has turned up that he's done some phone calls to Diddy in jail, and he's also done some mess with his daughter. I know him and Kim Kardashian was having some situations or bumping heads because he had his daughter North record a song with one of Sean Combs's children. We'll continue. We have Kid Cudi. Now, why is Kid Cudi important? Well, one of the things I think that Diddy is being charged with was an arson, because the rumor is that Cassie liked Kid Cudi, or there was supposed to be a break between her and Diddy, and she was trying to talk to Kid Cudi. And when Diddy found out, they said that he went into a jealous fit, a jealous rage, and then he had somebody go and to burn up his car or something like that. And all of this is alleged, but this is things that are going to be opened and going over in court. We've got Prince Harry. We've got Mike Myers. We've got Michael B. Jordan. We're going to be talking about Michael B. Jordan as well. We've got Young Miami. Young Miami was one of the last two women that was dating him before he went off to jail. And Young Miami was also implicated by Little Rod, who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy in some precarious things. And we've seen that she has kind of gone underground. And I think she's come back up with her Carisha Please podcast. We have Cuba Gooding Jr. Why is he around? Cuba got a weird case. Why is he around? Now, Cuba Gooding Jr. is also was mentioned in the Little Rod civil lawsuit case complaint against Diddy. But Cuba Gooding Jr. also has his own weird cases. You know, he was charged civilly for SA, and he was charged criminally for SA. He pled out. He didn't do any jail time, but you know, he's got a weird case. Why is he around? And he is been known to be partying with Diddy even after he had the weird case. We have Bishop T.D. Jakes, who is my understanding he had went to a couple of the white parties, but it also seems, if I'm not mistaken, y'all let me know. But wasn't T.D. Jakes also like a spiritual advisor to Sean Diddy Combs, particularly during this time when Diddy was Brother Love? But it looks like TD Jakes ain't doing too well because he had to step down from his church because I know he had some kind of medical incident a couple of months ago. But I do hear that he has stepped down, and I think his daughter and his son-in-law are taking over the day-to-day businesses over there. Daphne Joy, I believe she's a girlfriend of Diddy. She's been a girlfriend of Diddy. We've got Justin Bieber. Now, Justin Bieber's name come up because Justin Bieber was working under Usher, and Usher worked under Diddy. And it's my understanding that for some songs and things like that, Justin Bieber was doing some songs with him. Now, there is in the rumor mill, and like I said, this is alleged. I don't have any information about this, but what's in the rumor mill is that they believe that Diddy was trying to groom Justin Bieber and tried to groom Usher for these freak off parties and things like that. I do remember an interview that Usher said that he saw some things that, you know, with his young eyes at that time, he really shouldn't have been looking at. But I can't tell you if anything happened or not, but these are the names that are coming up. We've got Chris Brown, we've got 50 Cent, we have Travis Scott, Ty Dolla $ign, Future, Tory Lanez, French Montana, Little Baby, and Meek Mill. So these are the names that were coming up during voir dire at this trial. And I guess it was to get the people who are going to be the jurors to see, you know, let them know that these are going to be A-list name stars or big name stars that are going to names who are going to come up in and out during this trial. All right. So there are the names. So let's get into this Michael B. Jordan, because Michael B. Jordan's name came up through here, child, and my eyes got real big. I'm like, Michael B. Jordan, he just come off a great couple of weeks with the new movie with him and Ryan Coogler, Sinners. He's out here on the high. Why is he being mentioned? So let's go over why Michael B. Jordan is being mentioned. So apparently in Cassie's lawsuit, and we can see a little blip of it right here on section 119, it says here, and I'll go over. It says, late in 2015, while shooting a movie in Cape Town, South Africa, Miss Ventura began a flirtatious relationship with an actor. She spent New Year's Eve with this actor, but Mr. Combs soon found out. Mr. Combs called the actor and threatened him. The actor proceeded to call Miss Ventura to tell her, "You really need to call Mr. Combs." Now, when we read this, and again, you can go back in my playlist, we did go over this Cassie lawsuit. We did read this lawsuit, and it was a lot. Everybody kind of speculated who this was. my first instance, like actor, because I know Kid Cudi was acting, but someone said, no, this is someone totally different. Well, we found out this week that that particular actor is Michael B. Jordan. Now, why is all of this going on? Well, he's mentioned in this that he had a flirtatious relationship and that he spent New Year's Eve with Cassie, right? But come to find out, now this is in 2015. Now, also, Michael B. Jordan is also slurping up seconds of boy girlfriends because he went with Lori Harvey. He was Instagram official Instagram official with Lori Harvey, like in 2020. When was that? October, November of 2020, I think it was. Or was it the next year, 2021? I can't remember. All those things blur together. But prior to that, she had dated Diddy and she had also dated Future. So he's all caught up in all of this. Now, here's the thing that was interesting to me. Now, shout out to uh Kadisha Lynn over here on TikTok. I'm gonna show you her the two videos, one from TMZ and one from hers. And part of TMZ's video is in her thing, but we're going to listen to what she has to say in regard to this. So let's see if we can get her. All right. So we've got that information. So I want you all to listen. So this is in 2015. Now TMZ, TMZ, most of their videos and things like that are about celebrities. They have a whole bus that they go up and down the avenue and they spot different celebrities and things like that. But also they follow different celebrities. So back in 2015, you see, Michael B. Jordan tried to get into a Diddy BET after party, and he was not let in. So let's look at this, and we could kind of see that there's some things that are correlating. Like, oh, okay, now we kind of understand this. But let's watch this video. So we noticed that he went to this party, and this party was hosted by Diddy, and this was back in 2015. He was not let in. And so he, the consummate actor that he is, he made it seem like, oh, well, they were at capacity. But here's the thing. They were letting other people in. They were letting other people in. And I don't know if you saw that, but they were letting other people into this party. So let's hear Harvey, and at this point in time, Van Lathan was working there. So let's hear what they have, the little banter back and forth. Humiliation. Puff sent me to come outside to come get you. So that tells me, and again, I don't know these folks. I'm just speculating by what I see. That tells me that I'm willing to bet you that I'm not gonna bet. I'm alleging that Diddy was in there and Cassie was in there. And he figured out that he was out there. He probably told them at the door, don't let them in. Don't let him in. And so then you send somebody out to come get him. And then what happens? So then that makes a little bit of sense. Because even if they were at capacity, there were people there who probably worked for Diddy or they would have been happy to leave. But I don't believe that they were at capacity. See, what I believe is this, and like I said, I don't have any information. Everything I say is alleged. I believe that he knew he was out there. And I believe that he was invited to the party only to be turned away. Because look how that happened. All those people were standing up there and they were getting in. And then you mean to tell me that Michael B. Jordan, I think when it was only two or three of them in the party, they couldn't have squeezed into that party. Now it is my understanding that they made up later because Michael B. Jordan invited him to his birthday party a few years later, maybe 2 or 3 years. It was pretty much around after the Black Panther Just Mercy time when Michael B. Jordan did those videos, excuse me, those movies. So Diddy came to one of his birthday parties. So apparently they made up, but then the next year or next couple of years, Michael B. Michael B. Jordan then turned around and dated another person that Diddy was supposed to be dating at that time, because I think at that time him and Cassie had broken up, because that was like 2019, and then he was seen with Lori Harvey. Then Lori Harvey was seen with Future, and then she was then dating Michael B. Jordan. So I had to research all of that, y'all. And lastly, we're gonna go over this, and we will be through. So, Cassie, we know that Cassie is going to be testifying, but what we also know with Cassie and her testimony is currently she is pregnant. And do you all think that her pregnancy is going to be a big factor? And I'm wondering if, uh, because she is so noticeable that she is pregnant, I was thinking maybe this is why that they're changing their strategy about the DV case. Because even her coming in, even her talking about this, there is a level of empathy that any person, you don't even have to be a juror, but there's a level of empathy that people give pregnant women. So I'm curious, what do you all think? Do you all think that Cassie's pregnancy is going to make a difference in her testimony, or will there be a higher level of empathy? Will she be able to make it to testify? Because I don't know how far along she is, but she definitely looks like she is ready to give birth. Moment. I'm assuming that she might be anywhere from 6, 7, or 8 months pregnant at this point, but she is set to testify next week. But let me know down in the comments. Comments? Do you think that Cassie's pregnancy is going to sway the jury in any kind of way once that jury is set? Let me know. All right, people, we did pretty good. Got in under 40 minutes. So that's all the stunt shows and shenanigans and all the information on the first week of testimony for the Diddy trial. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Would y'all want me to do a daily review of this case for next week's once they start, or is the weekly format Good for y'all. Let me know down in the comments because child, it's a mess. It is a mess. So things have started. Things have started. And we are definitely going to be following this case. This is probably one of the bigger cases that's going to be coming up for this year. Unless because next year I think is when the if everything gets to that point, the Justin Baldoni and the Blake Lively case is going to get started. That's going to be next year, but right now this is going to be the trial of the week. Now it is my understanding that they have guesstimated that this trial is to take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm quite sure that the prosecution is going to try to take up as much of that time as they can with all their exhibits and all their people. I do hope they find witness number 3. I hope that they're looking for that. I hope it's just because this person has cold feet. I do not hope that there's anything that has happened to witness number 3, but we don't know because we do remember that the reason why Diddy didn't get any bail at one point in time was because he was out here talking to witnesses and stuff when they've told him explicitly not to do it. So we do understand and we do know that he has had issues about talking to witnesses and things like that when he was told not to. This is the reason why his bail was denied so many different times, because there was one particular witness that they kept talking to. Now, I don't know if this is the same person or not. They're not letting us know that. But we will see, because he still has people who are extremely loyal to him. And so, and again, for some people he was his employer, some people he was their friend, some people he's their family member. So whatever instance, we have a lot of people who are extremely loyal to him, and to the point that they will do some things, possibly, I don't know, allege that they would possibly some witness tampering going on. I don't have any proof of that, but I do hope that they find this person and it is just cold feet. I hope this person is not out here hurt or sick or anything like that. So let's keep that thought out here in the ether, that this person is just having cold feet and there's nothing else going on. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, we have gotten through the first week of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. It's a federal trial. And again, let me know if you are interested in me doing like a weekly format, or are you wanting me to do maybe some daily uh, updates of what's going on with this case? Because again, we don't have a video or audio in the courtroom, so we do have to rely on publications, and we do have to rely on those reporters that are going to be going into the courtroom. I'm going to see if I can do possibly a live with a reporter that has gone into the courtroom to see to get their opinion about what's going on. Okay. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye bye.